Welcome to QuickFile Enterprise Edition. In this video, we are going to review the enhanced users management functionality within this agency management system. We will cover adding a new user, editing or deleting an existing user, and adding an agent or CSR. To set up a new QuickFile Enterprise user, open QuickFile Enterprise from your desktop and log in. On the main menu, click on Utilities. Once in Utilities, you will be on the pop-up boxes tab. By default, Users is selected. On the ribbon or toolbar, you will then select Users Management. There will be no need to log in when accessing the online account feature from within our products. It will recognize the user ID and password you used when logging in to QuickFile Enterprise. Once in Users Management, the following menu will appear. Next, you will need to click on Create Users. A screen will display where you can add in new users' information. You will enter all the user's basic information, such as name and email address. You will also enter their username and password, which they will use to access the product. You can also assign a default agent and/or CSR for this user. This would associate this username with the specific agent and/or CSR name you have selected. After you have finished Step 1, Users Details, you will click the Next button to continue on to assigning the users their permissions. In Step 2, Users Permissions, you will first assign the user's permission level. The available levels are User, Power User, Manager, Local Admin, and Admin. A user has the lowest permission level, while an administrator has full permissions to all agencies. Local administrator has the same permissions as an administrator, only to the specific agencies assigned by the administrator. The next area displays the product which the agency has. The agency axis is shown next. Here, you will select the default agency for the user. If you have multiple offices, you would select the office in which the user is stationed at or generally works from. You can then mark any of your other offices to grant the user access to them as well. Only grant access to the offices that the user needs to access in order to process your clients. The last item displayed on the screen is the Permissions tab. Depending on what permission level the user has been given, some of the permissions will already be marked for you. A permission level of user would have the least amount of items checked, whereas the administrator would have all permissions checked. You can check and uncheck any of the permissions as you see fit. An administrator is in control as to what they would like the users to have access to and be able to do in the product. Once you have finished setting the permissions, you will click Create User at the bottom of the screen. The new user has now been created and can start accessing the product. After you create the user, you can send them a welcome letter directly to the email address you have entered on their information. The letter will contain their user ID and password. If there are no further changes required, click Return to QuickFile to close the user management box. Now let's learn how to edit or delete an existing user. Once you are logged in to the main menu, click on Utilities. From the toolbar, you will then select Users Management. From the side panel, click on Edit/Delete Users. To edit a user, click on the paper and pencil icon to the left of the username under the Edit column. Once the panel has opened, you are able to modify any of the user's information as well as their permissions. To delete a user, click on the trash can icon to the right of the username under the Delete column. The user will be permanently deleted from the online account management system. Keep in mind, anytime you make changes to an account, you will need to click the Save Changes button to confirm the changes. If there are no further changes required, click Return to QuickFile to close the Users Management box. From the Users Management screen, you are also able to add agents and CSRs from within QuickFile Enterprise. From the side panel, click on Agents/CSRs. In this section, you can add new agents and/or CSRs to your office so they will have the ability to use the product. On the bottom of the screen, click on Add Agent/CSR button. An area will appear allowing you to enter the name of the agent or CSR and which agency they belong to. The agencies will be listed in a drop-down menu and will display the agencies listed on your account. When you are finished entering all your new agents or CSRs, click Done Adding. Click Return to QuickFile to close the Users Management box. This now concludes the enhanced Users Management functionality in QuickFile Enterprise version 4.2G, adding a new user, editing or deleting an existing user, adding an agent or CSR. Thank you for viewing and being a QQ Solutions Value customer.